Watching Same TV, Students for Arts, Media, and Education.
You say you love me, baby, and we should be together, but you just drive me crazy. Now that we are together, I can't wait till the morning comes, oh girl, and I can't wait till the evening comes. Alright, you call me on the telephone, oh girl.
You're watching Same TV, Students for Arts, Media, and Education.
Same Television. This is the student forum here at the City College. I'm here with Geoff Monroe. Geoff is a communication, film, and video major here at the City College, and he's also a member of SAME. He's been assigned several projects here on campus to do in terms of on-location shoot. Right now we're conducting a workshop, and Geoff just got through doing some assistant technical directing in the back with Joey. And Peter just got through hosting his show, simulated show. We got some audience participation here. So I'm gonna just sit here and ask Geoff a few questions. I see our graphic people are going crazy, man. Joey's going mad back there. But anyway, how you doing, Geoff? Welcome to my show.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So what is like your background so far in terms of what did you do before you came into college?
Actually, up till last August of 1992, I was serving in the Navy. I got out of that and just took a year off of school. Did some community work. Basically, just reoriented myself, into the civilian routine and looked into schools and stuff. I knew I was coming to City College, but I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing before I came to City and when I came to City. So here I am now. My life is pretty much off the ground, and I'm just cruising.
So for those young ladies out there, are you a bachelor? Are you married? Are you looking? You're shopping around? There's a lot of beautiful women on this campus.
Yeah, I noticed. But I guess that's part of my reorientation. You know, guy gotta get reoriented into his romantic attitude. You know, from the type of lifestyle I once led to the type of lifestyle I should be leading. So
right. Strictly books, strictly academics now, right? Or to a certain degree.
Strictly positivity. Let's put it that way.
All right, in more ways than one.
Yes, in more ways than one.
So can you tell our audience, our student audience out there, the importance of joining organizations such as SAME in terms of what you're learning here since you've been here, since the semester began?
Well, I just discovered SAME, this is my second semester, and I just found SAME having enrolled in CFV 105, and it's proved to be an excellent vehicle for learning learning the television production trade, which is what I want to get into. The campus is an excellent source for information as well as an excellent target market for what I want to do as well, which is community-based television broadcasting. And SAME is doing an excellent job, while I'm at it, at doing that, at communicating to the community and to the college campus community what it is television broadcasting is about, and at the same time what college is about. So number one, keep up the good work, and number two, I'm learning a lot.
So did you ever take up any type of electronics before you came to City College?
No, I didn't.
Because you were in the Navy, you said, right?
Yeah, I was in the Navy, but I was probably as far away from the technical field as you could get. I was in aviation administration. And while I worked with, for instance, aviation electronics technicians, and had to know some of their job to know how to do some of the administration around it, I didn't really get into it the way they did or the way you would here.
I see. So what are some of the things that you're learning over in CFV? Do you see any applications, theory that you're learning there? Do you see the application here? Certain topics that you cover over there, is it like being reinforced here? Is it opening up vistas in your mind in terms of how this thing works here?
Yeah, and only because of discussion, really, because right now our practical work is shooting, is actually putting some of our work on film, and we're working towards our final
film
project.
or video?
a video.
Okay. Because film comes later on.
Well, the campus is more, the curriculum is more geared towards film, as opposed to, video, which will come when we edit and, we do graphics and things like that. But right now we're concentrating on the film aspect right now, in that we're shooting.
Right.
But, in the next few weeks we'll start editing our videos and putting it all together.
What do you write in short scripts? Like short scripts?
Not even. Our requirements right now include a video that's it's not required a screenplay. A script isn't part of the screenplay, so it's, my particular group isn't doing a script. Right. So we haven't done anything like scripts. We might do, sound effects, because one part of it has a gun going off, but nothing too involved in the way of scripts.
Right. What are your aspirations after you receive your degree? Do you want to go into the film industry, television broadcasting, communication? What aspect of the field do you want to concentrate on?
I want to concentrate on television broadcasting through cable. Okay. Hopefully, by the time I get out, World African Network will have opened up and have had significant impact on this target market, and will be ready for me to just step in and start making waves. Wow. So you're looking ahead. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it'll work out.
Have you been keeping track with the cable industry in terms of mergers going on? Time Warner,
Paramount, Viacom. I've been trying to keep track of all of that, but again, 4 years down the road is a long time to say what those are going to mean to the next 4 years. I mean, last year no one would have said, this is where Viacom would have been, or this is where Paramount would have been. So I'm keeping them in perspective, but at the same time, they're not altering my course at all.
I see. Do you see that growth coming about in terms of framing, composition, or is there a lot that you have to know in terms of how to operate a camera? Does it come easy to one?
Yeah, there is a lot to learn. Personally, I have a lot to learn about utilizing the potential of the camera as a communicating vehicle, and I'm learning a lot in actually shooting, in getting the hands-on experience that I'm getting in SAME. I've done a little bit of shooting and even some studio work back in high school, but that was a while ago.
Mouse? It wasn't Mickey Mouse though, right? It was a good experience.
It wet my foot, wet my feet in that it gave me, insight into what it was really about and what it could lead to. I see. So that's why I'm here now, really, because that experience gave me an alternative to what I wanted to fly jets.
No kidding.
But
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it, depending on who you fly the jets for. So,
I think I know what that means. Maybe
that's politically charged.
A commercial aviator as opposed to a bomber, right?
Right.
Okay,
right.
you don't want to destroy people from the air.
Navy jet jock, but anyway, my alternative was video, and that's what I'm doing now. And there's a lot to learn, and it's equally interesting. If you get off on aircraft. Right. You get off on the speed, you get off on the technical aspects of flying and theory, etc. Right. And if you get off on video, you get off on cameras, you get off on the studio work, the complex situation that makes it what it is.
So as you can see, you have an individual here that is actually seeing what the future holds in technology. All around us, we know that we're filled with the information age society. Television is paramount everywhere. There's radio technology and things of that sort. So Geoff is staying ahead of the game. He knows what he wants. He knows there's going to be a wide field opening up out there with the cable industry, with the fiber optics, multi-channel, broadband, coax cables coming about too, where there will be more cable channels. And basically what's going to happen is that producers are going to be looking for more programming people with skills, engineers, technical directors, gaffers, grips, people to work behind the scenes, floor managers, things of that sort, camera people. So you have to really keep abreast of the technology. And also we're looking at multimedia platforms now where computer graphics and computerization in terms of acting as a switching device for what they call gen locking computer signals to make it compatible with television signals. That's coming about. You have to know how computer fits into the television broadcasting industry. Mm-hmm. There's a pretty powerful program right now, as we well know, called the tape right now, right? No. Okay, called the video toaster. And the video toaster is a small, affordable television switching device that people can use. And they're actually competing with the major networks, and the manufacturer who made Video Toaster, NewTek, they tell the major networks that, look, we have a pretty robust and powerful piece of machinery here, and you guys better watch out for the competition coming down the line. Mm-hmm. You don't have those multi-$100,000 switching devices anymore, like the Target board or the Grass Valley switcher that they used to use in the old days. Mm-hmm. So computerization will be very essential for the child of the 2000s, the next millennium. And you're still a young man. I'm sure you're going to be raising some children. Some of these students here, same, they're also young. And they have to be computer literate down the line. Okay? So do you want to cover anything in specific in terms of editing? Have you learned how to edit yet? That's where the strengths lie in this field, in editing.
I've gone over some of the basics in class. Mm-hmm. Jachi Banswanani is my professor.
He's also our faculty advisor here, same, by the way.
What's up, Jachi? He's gone over some of the basics of the graphics and of splicing everything together. And again, I'm gonna have to get my hands into it to really get working with it. To give an overview, but. It's all promising. There's a lot of work and a lot to learn. So if it keeps me busy, it'll keep me enthusiastic.
Right. One of the most important things in this field is you can have a lot of footage. You can shoot from here to Kingdom Come, but about, let's say 80% of it doesn't move anywhere most of the time. You have to really learn that the video marketing part of it, the video distribution end. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you could have fantastic footage. It just sits there. Time goes by. You get into other projects. You compile more footage and more footage. What happens? One of the secrets in this field is how to turn over that video quickly before moving on to another project. So basically, it's a type of scheduling here involved. Mm-hmm. And I find that very perplexing in this field. That you have an enormous amount of information and you just can't do anything with it because you're sitting on it. That's just an aside in terms of that end of it. Because, the final product is what counts.
Right, exactly. It's a technical consideration, I guess.
Technical and also kind of like maturity and turning things over quickly, responsibility, knowing what your priorities are, and the importance of what it is that you're shooting.
Right.
Because, I can give a workshop here on my technique of shooting a music video, on video, not film. See, what you have to do, you have to learn with a very low economic budget how to shoot film style with a video camera at this end of the economic scale. Mm-hmm. You shoot a music video. Let's say Ahmed was doing a music video, right? Mm-hmm. And he has a tune out that's about 3 minutes long, and we want to select 4 different on-location spots, right? What we do is that we take a boombox out there, do the first location, play the boombox, the song from beginning to end, record it all, move to another location, do the same thing, so on and so forth. And when you take all that information, those 4 takes in 4 different locations, you just select the best shots of those shoots here. The program might be good enough to air. Matter of fact, we're airing it now. What did you do? You going live on me? Like that. Okay. Hi, I'm Orlando Mcallister. I'm here live from Same Studios. We have Matthew Lee on camera. We have TD, our technical director in the back is Joseph Ma. We have Peter Votluka, the next Scorsese back there. Joey Sidekick, I guess. I don't know. He just did a show. And I'm here with our guest, same member, CFV major, first year, Geoff Monroe. Now we're gonna, how you doing, Geoff? Say hello to the beautiful girls out there. They're looking at you.
Hi, beautiful girls.
Yeah, they're creaming all over you guys.
Oh, come on. Oh, my God.
Put on the spot. This young lady had a question here.
Censored.
What did you want to ask Geoff?
I think merging with telephone companies and cable
Yeah, the young lady's question is, what do we feel with the telecommunication industry merging with cable access? Will that have? What do we know about it, or what impact that will have in the future, right, of this industry?
I think definitely it's going to open up the market. It's going to open up telecommunications for sure, because telephones have always been limited to the audio aspect of communication, and now that you have video, so many more people will be interested in it. I mean, you'll have hearing or visually impaired people benefiting from the combined technology. You'll be able to, I'm sure, what do you call that?
Closed caption?
Closed caption. You'll have closed caption telephones, for instance. You'll be able to have, braille type monitors.
Sure.
I can just see the possibilities in telecommunications mergers. But as far as television, I'm sure they can blend that in too. I mean, you probably be able to, in the same way pay-per-view operates, you probably be able to dial a station and get your movie and your phone on the same monitor. So I'm sure it'll open up a lot of possibilities. I don't know what it'll do for broadcasting in particular. Broadcasting might just fall into place, in the way that cars fell into transportation. But
back out the image a little bit so he can split the screen. Just back it out. Just back out a little bit so he can split the screen. Now watch the monitors. You back yours up, Matthew. Keep yours where it is. Back out some more. Okay, now frame it right. Frame that one. Pan. Watch the monitor. Watch the monitor. Look. Pan it the other way. There you go. No, he got it. Okay, that's it. Now you see, that's very significant what he's talking about. Closed caption television, that's a technology as well. And you have to understand, City College graduates the largest percentage of minority engineers in the country, okay? We're one of the leading public schools, institutions with 9 Nobel laureates in science, physics, and other areas. And one of the most significant inventions of this century is the transistor. If you've seen pictures of old radio sets and television sets and rooms with von Neumann type computers filling up a whole room, the tubes used to burn out a lot, it dissipated too much heat, and things of that sort. So this MIT physicist named William Shockley invented the transistor, which acted in the same capacity as a vacuum tube. Okay, is used for computerization, logic, switching circuits, is used for boosting the signal, is used for the electronics in the television, and also the cameras. So the reason I'm saying that, from what he's saying, is that we're moving into a new age of miniaturization of the technologies involved with integrated circuit boards. So when you have Ma Bell coming out with video conferencing, the video telephone, can you imagine how small that camera is? Why is that? Just 20 years ago, cameras were big because of the tubes, or before 47 or thereabouts. Now with this miniaturization, it's becoming a lot smaller, a lot cleaner, and you practically can't even see that camera pointing at you when you're talking to somebody on the phone. You probably have to mount it somewhere. So Star Trek technology is going to come about. I would like to work on something like Beam Me Up, Scotty. Yo, Joey, why don't you beam me up at some point after the show, and we can show the viewers how that works. But basically, if anybody's seen Walt Disney's Tron, that is like portends things to come in the future.
That's the next level.
That's the next, or the Fly 1, Fly 2, with dematerialization of organic entities. How do you decompose and transmit through air, whatever, wire, and reestablish at the other end? Sounds scary, doesn't it? Right, man? You look scared, man. Can we make a horror flick out of this? Fly 3 or Bumblebee 2? So being that, the reason we're moving along this discussion is because City College is a engineering intensive school, science, physics, And no pun intended to those other areas, you know, like liberal arts, English, communications, film, video. But we have to try to maintain that type of prestige in engineering. Engineering moves the world, you know. What can I say? It could also destroy the world, right? You agree with me? It could blow the world to kingdom come. I mean, look at what's happening in LA. We got a whole bunch of forest fires, just like going up in smoke with one match. For goodness sake, we're talking about building nuclear bombs, and one match lights up a whole forest. Conflagration. Let's put the bombs away, okay? Okay. A transistor is basically a semiconductor device that acts in the same capacity like the old vacuum tubes did in the past. Okay? That's William Shockley.
Tyler wants to know how far technology will take us as far as space exploration. Personally, I think NASA's getting a little carried away, throwing billion-dollar satellites at that. Millions, billions of miles out into the planet while people are still starving here in Harlem. But
in Appalachia, other areas too. Let's not stereotype.
Liberty City.
You got poor in every race.
Watts.
Every race. Let's not stereotype here. Every race has their poor people.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Of course. But I mean locally. I mean Harlem, by the way, is the surrounding community for City College. That's why I said Harlem,
okay.
obviously.
Okay. Back to NASA.
Back to NASA. I think NASA has a lot of potential to enlist its services for the betterment of humankind.
Hold the call. Go ahead.
And I'd like to see it do so instead of worrying about which aliens are paying attention to our old I Love Lucy broadcasts.
Whoa.
And
good point.
etc.
I can answer that question from a different angle in terms of the technology involved. NASA, anytime the military, they always speed up inventions for destruction, basically. A lot of the technologies they have now hasn't arrived to the consumer end yet. Okay? They're working a lot on infrared, night scanning.
Yes.
Things of that
night
sort.
Scopes are a big... night scopes are yesterday's news, in fact, in the military. So much so the CNN uses it now.
You see that?
But, yeah, I think, well, to answer the question seriously, I figure we have... we probably have another decade to go before we truly approach Star Trek technology of warp speed, aircraft, spacecraft, before we attain routine re-entry into space and things like that. I think the next generation of space exploration won't be so much space exploration, but space exploitation.
Wow.
Where we know so much about space that it's just a matter of using up the space that we have, and universe is universal,
infinite.
so
infinite.
It's infinite. So it's just a matter of reaching that next level.
Well, by the way, we have a picture here on the screen of astronaut Mario Ronco Jr., who has been up on the Challenger at least 3 or 4 times. Anyway, Mario Ronco is a 1973 graduate of City College, and he comes by and visit quite frequently. I've spoken to him, interviewed him, and the guy must have great stamina. But it's very costly when you send a man up in space. It's a lot more cost-effective if you have unmanned rockets or whatever, spaceships, space habitats. Because I designed a space habitat as a computer science master's thesis at a City College with several architecture students. So I'm also into space technology. But no matter how much technology advances, if the moral and ethical values of human beings are not correct, if you don't value someone else's life, then no matter how much technology you have or advancement in civilization, is to naught. It's to naught. Shokaku calls it like a type 3 civilization, where you just accelerate so fast and building great weapons of destruction that you just obliterate yourself to kingdom come. So it's more or less moral and ethical values here. Okay? How do you treat your next door neighbor? Alright? That's basically it. It's a double-edged sword. And what can you do? But anyway, we're going to wrap up the show. Let me get a 2-shotter here, please. This is Orlando Mcallister, OMC here, and from the City College of New York, coming to you live upstairs in the Rotunda and the cafeteria with my guest, Geoff Monroe, Matthew Lee on camera, Ahmed Azmit back to visit us. We have Ian Slocum, the Vice President of SAME, in the back. Joseph Ma doing technical directing, Peter Votluka back there doing VTR audio. Until next time, be seeing you.
Peace to the system.
Got it off.
Got it off. Let's get it.
Babylon one more time.